everybody. This is Dr. Flight. I hope you are having a good summer. I hope everything's going well for you. It's really hard to believe that we are in July and right around the corner we start our course, Summer 2 Marketing for 458, which is the strategy course for your marketing degree. Again, I want to welcome you to this class. I'm excited on what we'll learn and what we'll do over the next 4 weeks. As you know, this is an online course, so there's not a face-to-face on-campus component. However, I do want to emphasize that I'm available, and I think over the course of the next few weeks, we're going to want to touch base with each other from time to time to talk about the course, talk about what we're doing, and to help answer any questions that you have with the deliverables that we'll do. So as an introduction, again, I just want to welcome you to the class, walk through a couple of the course components, I guess, if you will, and the resources that you have at least to start the course. The course begins on Monday, July 8th, and then it concludes Friday, August 2nd. So all the work will need to be done and completed and turned in by the end of the day on August the 2nd. That's a pretty firm deadline. There's not an opportunity to extend beyond that. So if you are managing your time, please think about that and how you want to do that. And again, please work with me, reach out to me, and we'll talk about how things are going over the next 4 weeks as we progress. So you're going to learn a lot, I hope. We only have 4 weeks, so what we're going to do is a lot of work in a very condensed time. I've also tried to streamline the course to give you the materials that I think are most relevant for a short-term course, and also keeping in mind that this is a capstone course. This is the course that should pull together a lot of the different parts of marketing that you've already learned, and business too as well. So a key component of this particular course is a project that you will endeavor in for the 4 weeks. There'll also be some textbook components as well, which I think are important. But for me, I really want to work with you as a partner, as a collaborator with a project. Each of you will choose a product category and a company, and you'll develop a new product for that company. And what the deliverable, what the project will be a product level marketing launch of a new product. So it's an exciting project. It's one that is comprehensive. So you'll use a lot of the knowledge that you've developed so far, but then also we'll pull it together in one complete package. So I think it'll be a good summative capstone experience for you. This is a project that I've done many times before in other classes. So I think it'll work well. I think one of the key ingredients to it, though, is a lot of communication between you and me and working together. I see no reason why you all won't do extremely well in the course unless we don't collaborate. If we don't communicate, then sometimes we have some disconnection, I guess. And so anyways, with that, let me just walk through a couple of the resources you have available to you. And I want you to really kind of, before the class begins, or at least on Monday the 8th, I want you to walk through the syllabus, walk through the content of the course, just to make sure you understand, you know exactly what is expected, what you'll be asked to do, and we can go through questions and things like that next week as those come up. So as you know, Moodle is the tool that we use at Coastal for our course shells or our course infrastructure. Moodle, if you are able to access it, You should be able to access it now for our course, Marketing 458 again, strategy. This is summer second section. The way I develop my Moodle page is I have this opening. You'll see announcements. So those announcements would be just messages that we send to each other that I tend to send out on a regular basis. I've sent a welcome message, a welcome to class message already. So we have that available to you as a tool. But then we also have, if you recall, or if you're a part of First Day Complete, our textbook will be our McGraw-Hill textbook, which is outlined in the syllabus. So if you use First Day Complete, you'll have access to it there. Also, we will use Connect, which is a service of McGraw-Hill, and we'll jump onto that here in a little bit. There'll be some assignments there, and we'll do some quizzes there as well. So assignments and quizzes, a couple that you'll see we'll talk about will be on Connect. Okay, but as you drop down here, you'll see these different tiles. There are not a lot. We're going to cover just 7 chapters in the textbook. So it's, again, an abbreviated, condensed version of what we would normally do had we had 16 weeks together. But we'll have these tiles. We can start here tile, which will give you your syllabus and a course outline. And then a tile that will be populated with more information regarding the project, which I've already mentioned. We have a tile here that you can click on where you can access directly the Connect assignments. Now you can also log into Connect directly, and by doing so you can go right to the Connect page for our course. But this is a shortcut. If you're in Moodle and you want to go to Connect, you can click on here, you can click on there now, and you can just see what these items are, for instance, right there. So that's something for you. And then the next tiles in succession are the chapters of the text we'll cover. So we have an introduction to marketing, and if you click on that, you'll see introduction to marketing, learning what you should be doing, reading chapter 1, watching the class videos, and reviewing the key concepts for that chapter. Take a chapter quiz. And then you're also going to do an application assignment, again in Connect, which is called Waves Speakers. So those are the things that you would do for this chapter. There are also some videos here. These are videos that I've created over time that talk about the content or the topics in each chapter. Okay, so this is just chapter 1, Introduction to Marketing. It's always a good place to start, I suppose. And then if you go back to our main page, we have other chapters, the elements of marketing, segment and targeting and positioning, product strategy and development, managing pricing decisions, supply chain issues and elements, and then promotional essentials. Now, the other thing, and one of the reasons why I picked these chapters in particular, is because they will help you in your project. They will give you information and they will help support what you're doing in the project component of the course. So think of this as kind of 2 things happening in parallel. One, you've got the textbook and the textbook learning that you're all very familiar with. That's primarily delivered through McGraw-Hill and the Connect assignments. And then parallel to that, you have a project that you're doing, which is something you'll turn in completed at the end of the term. However, while we're working on it during the term, I want you to send me your work and I can help critique it and I can give you feedback prior to the end of the term. So again, this is a collaborative thing. I want to work with you while you're developing this project. I hope that you'd like to do that too, and we can kind of go from there. So starting off though, start here. Start right here. This tab, start here. We click the start here tab. We have again just a written kind of description of the course. This is what I sent in that announcement to begin with the other day. Hopefully you received that. But then we also have the course syllabus. So I want you to look at that. I want you to review it very carefully. Then we have the course content guide. Okay, now if we're going to look at the syllabus, let me just drag it over. You could click on Moodle to open it, but I already have it open right here. So on the syllabus, again, Summer 2, 2024, Marketing 458. This is an online class. I'm also available. So what works best is if you just simply email me or reach out to me, and we can have a Zoom meeting, or we can just chat by email. We can call each other. It's perfectly fine. We can do that this summer. It's not a problem. Marketing Management, the Marshall and Johnston text is the text that we'll use. That's referenced in McGraw-Hill. So just link into Connect and McGraw-Hill and you'll get access to that. And then a little bit of the course format, the course description, the prerequisites. You've had research and consumer behavior, course objectives. You can kind of read those as you'd like. Again, this is a capstone course, so my goal is to give you a broad experience, but also create a deliverable that might mimic or replicate what you'd see in the real world for a marketing manager or a marketing strategist. Okay? That's the goal here. So we're going to have some book work here. So 7 chapters. We have 7 application-based assignments. So these are like role-playing assignments. They're in Connect. They're worth 50 points each. That's graded and that's calculated through Connect. So when you do it, do each one for each chapter. I want you to focus on the chapter, read the chapter, study the chapter, and then do the role-playing activity. Also associated with each chapter is a 25 question. It's also a 25-minute quiz. Okay, and again, this is self-directed on McGraw-Hill. Each quiz is worth 25 points. So just think that the role-playing activities are worth twice as much as each quiz, and they're a little harder. The quizzes tend to be pretty easy, pretty straightforward. The application-based activities tend to be harder, so they're worth more points. They may take you a little bit longer. Okay, so, and again, these are kind of self-paced, right? This is not a deal where you have to have them done by a certain day, except as long as they're done by the end of the term, we're good. And that's what those are. The last part here, again, this project is going to consume a good portion of your grade. 400 points is worth the project. So this is one thing you're probably going to spend most of your time working on the project when you think about how much time you devote to this course. The course project we'll talk about here in another video, but it's going to have a total of 5 parts. The first part or stage is just simply choosing your company and the product category that you're going to do your project on. So that's just part 1. The other 4 stages, though, are pretty significant. They're going to take a good amount of time to complete, and there'll be some rubrics and some grading schemes, but just things I'm going to want to look for. So each of those, if you can kind of think of it, it's one complete project, but each of those 4 sections are going to be worth about 100 points each. Okay, so again, you're going to spend a good amount of time working on those. I think it'll be a fruitful project. I think you're going to like it. I think you'll enjoy it. But I do want you to be aware of how the point schematic works. So a good portion of the grade you're going to get at the end of the term will be devoted to that project. The other points, which again come from the text, are a little bit more perfunctory. They're more straightforward things that you would be very used to as you move forward. Okay, so the syllabus lays this information out. It gives a little bit of description of each of these, and then of course we have course policies. Now, being an online course, things are a little bit different because we're not face-to-face. There's not an attendance policy and things like that. I will be very critical about your use of outside sources. I don't think ChatGPT and AI resources are bad. I don't think they're I think they can be a very useful tool. However, if that is your work, if you're submitting ChatGPT stuff, you'll get a 0 for the course. You just will. It has to be your work that you submit. And so that's something I am pretty critical on. I'm going to ask you point blank where you got your information. I'm going to ask you why you made the decisions you made. I'm going to ask you what strategies you're using, and they have to be your answers, right? And so that can't be a shortcut you make. It has to, or else there's going to be a penalty for it. So I tell you that now, just as not as a penalty, because I do think that there are benefits to using AI, no doubt, but it can't take the place of your thought process. The project is an opportunity for you to develop critical thinking skills, and we can't bypass that process. So that's an important element, I think, of the learning process, and I'm excited to have you learning, but that's where we are with that. Okay, so this is the syllabus. It's available again. If we go to our Moodle course, we're in this Start Here section. If you look at this left-hand panel on the side, we have the course syllabus. You can download it, you can drop it down, and that's good. The other piece here, you'll notice Course Content Guide. Course Content Guide. This may be something that would help you too, just in organizing your time, organizing what you're doing, just kind of thinking of the course as a whole and laying out the course kind of objectively. It's not pretty, it's an Excel spreadsheet, but basically what happens here is in pre-course, so now what we want to do is just review the schedule, review the syllabus, watch this video, which I hope you're doing right now. Access your textbook, make sure you have access to Connect. Okay, once we start next week, during the week, you want to look at Chapter 1. You want to start that Chapter 1 work. Watch those videos. I think they can help you. And they may help you learn the material, but they'll also help maybe lay groundwork for the project as well. We have the application-based activity in Quiz 1 to do. So that's for this first tile, if you will, Chapter 1. These are the things that you can do. Once you do those, you can go right on to Chapter 3, which is the next chapter of the 7 that we'll do. And again, these list the videos that are here, kind of list the things you should be doing in relation or context to that chapter. Okay. Interspersed here, we'll have things like these stages of the project. You'll see those in the tannish colored font or whatnot there. Shade. So stage 1 of the project, company choice, product category identification. Stage 2, we have some more stuff to do. Stage 3, and so forth. So if you were looking at the class in a chronological order, like what should I be doing in what order, this would be a good thing to do, and it kind of puts on one page the deliverables and the things that you would have that would be expected of you. Okay, so again, the syllabus and this guide here in parallel, in concert with each other, help you just navigate the course and what we're doing. It should be pretty self-sufficient. In other words, with this information, you can probably navigate the course 100% on your own. However, again, I want you to reach out if you have any questions or any concerns or any issues and things like that. Again, under these chapter to-dos, you'll see these quizzes and these application-based types of assignments. If you were to open up Connect, what you'll probably look at is something that looks like this. I'll actually put it on student view. So I'm hoping it'll look something like this for you. I don't know that it does, but I think it will. This is the way this page looks for me. You have 7 chapters. We're going to 1, 3, 7, 8, 11, 12, 13. I know that's kind of a weird numbering thing, but these are the chapters I think you'll use the most in your project. So that's why I chose them. I tried to be deliberate in giving you material to look at that will help support that project. Okay, so really dig deep into these 7 chapters. You've got a short quiz for each one of those. And then we have, and again, that role-playing assignment for each one as well. And here are the role-playing assignments. Again, this is what Connect would look like for you. You want to just knock out their 14. So basically you have 14 things, 7 quizzes, 7 role playing, and you have your project. That's where the grades come from. Those are the deliverables that you have that will be expected of you this term. Okay, so so that's kind of where we are as far as this introduction to the course, Moodle, kind of what you should expect day one, I think is what I'm asking or what I'm trying to offer you. Become familiar with Moodle. Become familiar with all the other things. The last thing I'll look at here, which we haven't really looked at, under the project tab, what you're going to see is a Word document. Okay, a little bit of description of the project, but then a Word document. If we pulled up this Word document, which I didn't do earlier, but here's this Word document that we're going to start with on this project. What we do is it gives us different stages. Okay, and again, we want to touch base as frequently as possible. This is stage 1 information. And then you scroll down, you see stage 2 information, and so on and so forth. I'll have additional grading schematics for each one of this, and I want to, again, give you hints and highlights and give you tips as we go through the term. So don't feel like this is the only thing you're going to see about this. Don't feel like you're lost, and if you are, just ask and we'll make sure you have all the information you need. Again, as you complete a stage, I want to encourage you to send me your work, and then I will critique it for you and provide feedback before you complete the final, put it all together in one final thing. The other thing I'm going to suggest is right away, I need you to decide on and give me what you think will work for your product category and your company. That would be stage 1. That has to be identified right away. So I need to approve it. So be sure to send me your thoughts on that, and we'll work through some what would work out best. Okay, so again, that's kind of all I wanted to touch on today. This is hopefully this is a good introduction to the course, but I'm excited about having you and working with you as we move forward. Please send me any questions that you have. Thanks.